Moving on to the Bitcoin ETF flow tables, you can see that right here. Yesterday, we saw a massive outflow from these Bitcoin ETFs. However, the days before that, we saw massive inflows. So overall, this pretty much cancels each other out here. But we are definitely getting some big volume to the upside and to the downside. So that is good to see, because a couple of weeks ago, we were seeing very, very low volume from these Bitcoin ETF investors. But now, obviously, some interest has returned to the market. So I'm just going to keep tracking this every single day. Make sure to actually tune in to tomorrow's video to get the full update once again. However, now let's actually take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. First of all, on this 3-day time frame, you can see that just now we took out a massive amount of liquidity to the downside. And in the case that you don't know, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity. So right here, we took out liquidity to the downside, swept some liquidity to the upside, and continued to trade lower to take out even more liquidity to the downside. And now in the immediate short term, most of the liquidity is actually to the upside, for example, at around 92K, but even as high as around 93 to 94,000. The way to actually play this is to actually take a look at the lower time frame. Anything below this descending trend line, look towards big pockets of downside liquidity. But if we actually start breaking this descending trend line, then start looking for some potential pockets of liquidity to the upside to be grabbed once again. For me personally, at least, this is the way that I like to do it. Now, something that we should not forget about is that on the 2-week time frame, there is still big downside liquidity around this 86,000 US dollar level. We're going to zoom out even further to, for example, this 3-month time frame, because this is going to give us a better picture here. You can see that while, yes, we do have that big downside liquidity, which is once again why you need to pay attention towards a potential break of this critical level of support on the lower time frame. A break down below here could be a signal that we might be targeting this liquidity further down here.